Hello, all you beautiful souls out there. Hello and welcome. I hope you're having a great, wonderful day wherever you are in the world. This is our daily energy check. We're going to figure out what's in the energy, a snapshot in time. So this is timeless. So whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. We are going to, by the way, at the end of this reading, we are going to do a split decisions, yes or no question. So be thinking of a yes or no question if you have one you'd like to ask. So what I'm doing, if you're curious, because I know I've just started doing these since I've been back from my trip to Europe, I started using this at the intro of the readings to this is more for me than it is for you. So if you're wondering why I sit here and go through this deck like I have been doing for these readings, where I'm just opening up to see what's there, it's to give me to spark my downloads, so that I know what we may be discussing or what may be coming through in the energy. Like I said, it's more for me than it is for you, but we have receptivity here. Someone could be vulnerable at this time. There's something, I felt the regret, but there is something there is a second chance energy, which makes a lot of sense, because we are entering Mercury retrograde, or we're not quite yet. I think on the 14th, or it's later this week, like Thursday, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, but we are in that pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. So there's with the clarity, some things are coming to light that might be making us a little bit vulnerable, might trigger us a little bit. So let's go ahead and see what comes through. So let's get our Oracle card, which is going to be our overall energy for the reading today. What's our overall energy, Spirit? What are we working with? We have desert. So I love this deck, by the way. If you're curious about it, it is the Liminal Spirits Oracle deck. It's by a friend of mine, Laura's Tempest Zarkov. I really love her work a lot. So I will tout her tout her deck here and any other products that I have, because I do really enjoy her work, and I want her to get that recognition, because she does deserve it. So with this desert card, it's giving me that there may have been some obstacles to something. There may have been some moments of discouragement that came through about a particular thing. So let's say that maybe you're wanting a job, and it just hasn't, like, maybe you've been trying to get a job, and it's been really difficult. It's felt like a barren desert. You've got no response. Nothing's happening. There's this barrenness, this emptiness, this lack of your cup being filled in some capacity. It doesn't have to be work. We did see a second chance card come out, but there is this vulnerability that is happening, because I feel like Spirit at this time is wanting all of us in the collective to be more receptive to our intuition and to trust in the universe, trust in Spirit, that things are happening. They may be just happening behind the scenes, but we can be, when we're it's very easy when we don't see visually, tangibly what we're desiring, what we're trying to manifest. That can cause some vulnerability within us. That can cause some doubts, and sometimes a little bit of pain, because we start not trusting that things are going to happen. And that's when we get in that space where we can try and force things to happen. And when we try to force things to happen, or at least what I have found in my lifetime, whenever I try, because I've been notoriously guilty about forcing things to happen, let me tell you, I am like, have so much fixed energy in my chart, it's not even funny. I mean, my two, like, two of my main three zodiac signs are fixed energy, and then most of my sub placements are fixed energy. So I have so much fixed energy, it's in my chart. It's crazy. And I have funny enough, I have like no mutable energy. So it's either cardinal or it's fixed. So I you're preaching to the choir if you try to control things in your life, because I am definitely that person. But what I have found, and it's been a hard road, is I have found in my life I've had to learn to let go of needing to control outcomes and situations. And that's kind of what's coming through in this is this need to let go of the outcome, let go of expectations, let go of desired outcomes because when we try and control and when we try to force things to make things happen on our own time and our own schedule, what ends up happening? Oh my gosh, that's the Tower card. I have my deck upside down. Just so you know, that I didn't think that was supposed to be in reverse. That's why I looked at the deck and I realized I was holding it upside down. So the Tower card does not surprise me at all, because we can force towers to happen. We can force change. We can force things to happen in our life. When we do that, though, what happens is we end up thinking that we know best. It's basically our pride and ego getting in the way of needing something to happen. And so we force it. And then when we force it, we may not get, we think we're getting the desired outcome, but it may not be for our highest good. We may not be, there may have been something even better around the corner the universe was preparing for us, spirit was preparing for us. But now we've just cut that out. We've cut out the middleman and said, you know what? I know what's best for me. I'm just going to make things happen. I'm going to be my own rainmaker and make things happen. And when we don't collaborate, when we don't co-create with the universe or with spirit, then we don't always get things, or we don't always manifest things that are for our highest good. I hope that's making sense. So the Page of Cups here coming out with the Page of Wands, a lot of page energy. So in the Eight of Cups. So this really is giving me an indication of someone that might be a little bit impatient, a little bit immature, because this is page energy, which talks about that immaturity level, but it's also cups and wands, which is emotions and passion. So it could be, we can be, wands is a very spontaneous, can be a flash in the pan energy. It's something that moves us and drives us, but it can be, it can be driven by ego and pride and that need to control a situation. And this is saying, that we may not know what we're doing. It really is almost this, I'm forcing myself to move forward. I know what is best for me. I know I'm going to move away from the fact that I don't like that I'm sitting in this barren desert. I don't like that there's these obstacles in the way. I don't like that things aren't happening for me. I know that I should be waiting. I know that I should, I see, there could be a path that's going to be hard. It's going to be a long journey, but it could be somebody indicative of wanting to take a shortcut as well. So this is something that we have to be cautious about. We need to be very cautious about this energy if this is resonating with you. If you're somebody like me who used to always want to control things, and I still fight with it, let me tell you. I have to kind of smack myself around a little bit, lightheartedly, smack myself around and get myself, tell myself, I don't always know best. I don't always know what I don't know. So what fell on the floor just now is we have the moon energy, the sun, and the wheel of fortune. See, something's changing. Something's hidden under the moon, that there's something changing that's going to bring a lot of happiness. And if we don't wait for it, if we don't wait for that, then we may miss out on it. Okay. So this is the message that's wanting to come through for you guys right now. So, or come through for the collective right now. The Knight of Pentacles on that tower. So this is talking about that there may be, the tower moment could be many things. For some of you, it could be forcing the tower to fall, saying, I'm impatient. I want to get on with my life. I want things to move. I'm tired of sitting here and things not happening. I'm going to make things happen for myself. There is a very impatient energy here. But the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who is not impatient. This is somebody who actually, before he takes every step, and I say he because it's a he on the card, before that Knight of Pentacles takes every step, they actually make sure that they know that they know where they're going and they know what the outcome is. They understand the consequences of their actions. Let me put it that way. This is someone who is cautious and careful because they know that every step they take, every decision they make has an impact, has a consequence. So this is someone who is trying to prevent a tower from falling. This can be that energy of we need to be cautious that we don't create a tower moment in our own life without realizing it. Not, that's what I'm getting here. So on the Page of Cups, we had there's three cards that are kind of coming at that flipped over here. We have the Death, the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So now we have that Queen of Cups to the Page of Cups but what is that? That's after making, Two of Swords is being in potentially denial about something, not seeing something. We did have that moon energy that came out. So it's making a decision without all of the facts, or not making a decision. It could be indecision too, but it is saying that there is something that needs to be put to an end before we can feel good about a situation, before we can, we can really open up to something. We may need to put an end to something. Something may need to change here. I'm getting off this Death card more of that reincarnation phoenix energy, where something needs to be transformed, the transformative energy. So there's something that needs to be transformed. And I think it's around either indecision or the fact that making a decision without having all the facts. I think that's what it is more than anything, because we have this Knight of Pentacles here that talks about, like I said, this is someone who does their homework, and they know that their decisions have consequences, that they do check all the information before they make a decision. And the Two of Swords talks about someone who maybe impulsively makes a decision, especially when that's clarified. The Page of Cups, it's like we think that we're making a mature, rash decision based on our emotions, but we're really making a decision in a page capacity, even though we have the capacity normally day to day to be this Queen of Cups, to be open and be smart about our emotional decisions. But sometimes we might have the tendency, when we don't see all the facts, to make a decision rashly. So this is what is kind of happening here. So it's saying what needs to transform in this particular situation. And I don't know what this situation is for you. You'll have to determine that on your own, what's going on in your life that fits this story or fits this narrative. But and it may not resonate with you at all at this time, but usually if you're drawn to a reading, there's usually a message in it for you, because this could be future influence. This could have maybe already happened for you, or it could be something that's going to happen in the future for you. So that's why these are timeless readings, because we're all on different timelines. It all can happen at different times for different people. Trust me, this has happened before to me. That's why I said I'm terrible. I'm terrible about it. I have a history, a lifelong history of making decisions, based on, thinking I know best, not wanting to be patient and wait for something to come in because I want things to happen now. I was not used to not be good with just sitting idle and things not happening. So what's this Page of Wands? The Page of Wands, we have the Four of Wands, which is interesting because this was at the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling, and I shuffled the cards and it came out. So that's, not only is it hidden energy, I do like this. I do like this Four of Wands, in a sense, being underneath or clarifying this Page of Wands, because what it tells me is there is this sense of need for stability that's here, but I'm a little bit concerned. Give me one more card on this Four of Wands. So the Three of Wands. Okay, so this is forward planning. So this is, even though we might be a little bit impulsive, it does tell me that we have done a little bit of planning, that there there is the potential here for this, whatever this decision or choice or whatever we're going after, there is the potential for this to come into fruition in a more stable way, over time, which is good. I like that that's almost like with this clarifying of the Three of Wands clarifying the Four of Wands, which is, that's in increase. On this Page of Wands is saying that even though we may be doing something impulsively in a page energy, over time, in the long run, Three of Wands, over time, with a little bit of course correction and planning, this could become something stable. But I still go back to the fact that we have to be cautious that we're not making decisions that are rash, that we may not know all the facts, and we may have to course correct in the future based on this forward planning. There may be some course correction that is needed in the future to get to this Four of Wands energy. So give me a clarifier card on this Eight of Cups. Clarifying this Eight of Cups is, we have two, the Emperor and the Two of Cups. So this is uniting with something, but Emperor is about control. This is taking control over the situation. And I did say that with the Eight of Cups. It's saying we're wanting to force our Nine of Cups. We're wanting to take control of the situation because we're tired of waiting for something to happen. So we're taking control of the situation. This could be potentially a relationship situation because we did see the Second Chance card come out at the beginning. So this could be if this is talking about a relationship dynamic or with a person, this is saying that we're taking the bull by the horns, and we're going to make something happen even if we don't know how. We want to, so it's like taking charge, having the confidence to step up and say, I'm going to make something happen. I'm tired of waiting for something to happen. I'm going to take control of the situation and make something happen because I want it to happen. I'm tired of the waiting game. But I like the fact that if this is somebody trying to have a second chance, whether this, in relationships can be all kinds of things. This is uniting with something. The Two of Cups energy, it can talk about, uniting with a partner. But Two of Cups is just committing to, like, trying to match a frequency to be on the same page with something, to bring something into your life and unite with something. So this could be, that's why, Two of Cups, it doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic partner. It could be that you're getting your frequency on the same frequency to unite with a particular job or a particular place to live, or it can be that other cup can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but it can be. And I did have, like I said, the Second Chance card coming out. So this definitely, I'm going to scoot these over just a tad, but this definitely can talk about a partnership, or a romantic partnership even. And this also can talk about, like I said, just, it really is the main message of the reading today is someone who is wanting to take life, a situation, whatever that situation is, that has not been transpiring, has not been happening for them, has not been coming to fruition. They're taking control of the situation, but they may be doing it in a very impulsive way. It may have not been thought out. They may be creating this tower moment for themselves to make way. We did have the Death card, bringing the tower down so that it can be created in the way somebody wants it to be created. So it is almost like taking charge of our own life in some way, which is actually very beautiful energy, honestly. But there is those like underlying tones that I do want to call out again to make sure that you're aware, if you are resonating with this message today, that this is potentially being done without, kind of doing our due diligence of not really maybe knowing all the facts, that there may be some course correction or moments in the future that may need to be accounted for or planned for, but that it's not necessarily a bad choice. It's not necessarily a bad avenue when it comes to this situation you're thinking of, to take control in some way. But we have to understand that there is something hidden that we may be missing out on. With that Two of Swords, that's usually somebody with a blindfold on that doesn't see everything. And we did see that hit those cards that fell out of being hidden under the moon was the sun, was that sun energy of being hidden from us, that there could be something that we may be missing out of that may have brought us happiness if we force this. Now, I do see that, that there is potential here with the Four of Wands, and it doesn't mean that this isn't going to bring happiness in your life by any means. It just means with the Three of Wands here that there may be, like I said, some course correction that needs to happen. There also, there may be some, there may be a need for having more emotional growth, maturity, emotional maturity that needs to happen here, because we do see the Queen down here, but it's clarifying this page. So there is this maturity about it, but maybe just not in the moment. So it's like we need to tap in once this decision's made, or once we take control of the situation and make a decision. There is this need to bring that emotional maturity or emotional intelligence to the forefront. We have to start thinking in a way that is going to be, once we make that decision, that we're moving forward in a way that's practical and dependable, so that we don't let the tower fall again. Even though we're pushing and forcing a tower in our life, we want to make sure that it doesn't fall without our realization, that we do the work and do the due diligence to make sure that whatever we're building here, we're building it on a solid foundation so the tower doesn't fall in the future. So let me go ahead. We're going to go in now and do our yes or no questions. So if you have a yes or no question you'd like to ask, please get that in your mind at this time. If you need a little bit of time, always feel free to pause the video, and you can unpause it when you're ready. So let's go ahead and pull our card. And I want to understand, if you haven't watched any of these readings, I've been doing this quite a lot with this split decision deck. And whenever we get a no, I always try and explain how to make that no a yes if I'm able to. So a no is never a definite no. There's always something you can change. There's always the possibility and potentiality to make a no a yes. The no is usually just temporary. So keep that in mind. And a yes could potentially turn to a no, depending on the choices that you take. And that's why this energy is very important that's coming through the reading, because a yes can become a no, and a no can become a yes based on the choices that we make. And we're making choices and decisions all day, every day, which is why a tarot reading does not resonate with everyone all the time, because you could be making different choices than somebody else next to you. And so even though you're part of the same collective, based on the fact that you're making different choices, your timelines are going to be different. So that's some important note to understand. So we have yes coming out. So whatever you asked, there is a yes for this. Valuable experience, worth the time and effort, profit. See, that's why I feel like I really feel like this is almost like, it's funny how this actually seems to always almost play into the reading in a sense, but your question doesn't have to be about the reading. But if it was in some instance about this reading and what's come through, it is telling me that I was getting that indication that it's worth the effort. Whatever you're forcing to happen in your life, it is worth the effort. You will have a good experience out of it. There will be a benefit out of it. If there's something that you're thinking about starting at this time, it's saying it's worth the effort and energy to put that into it. That it will pay off in some way. It may not pay it, it may not necessarily pay off in the way that you're thinking it will, so keep your mind open, but it will have benefits to you in some way. So that's where I'm leaving this reading. I hope this finds you well, and I hope it resonated with you in some way. I hope you'll really consider liking this video. It helps disseminate the video out to a greater audience, so more people get the benefit of the reading. The people that may need the reading, even if you're not somebody that you're saying, okay, Sherry, this isn't really resonating with me. By hitting that like button or leaving comments, all you're doing is helping, the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm push this out to more people. So even though you may not need the reading, somebody else might that may not get it because YouTube isn't disseminating the video out to the widest audience. So keep that in mind when you're watching readings, even if whether it's me or someone else, or YouTube videos in general. Oh, also, if you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, so then you'll know when I'm doing readings. I haven't been super consistent about the time that I'm releasing the readings, and that's because my internet is a little bit slow here. So I upload the videos pretty much right after I film the videos, but sometimes it takes longer. It takes a long time. I don't know. It's random how long it takes YouTube to upload to YouTube. So sometimes it can take 30 minutes. Sometimes it can take 2 hours. I never know. So there's this little bit of randomness because I'm not doing them like ahead of time, like like a day or two in advance. So there's, if you're wondering, the best way to catch my readings is to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you'll get notified when I do readings and when they're uploaded. Also want to mention that I have another channel that I started to do that I'm doing love readings on. So if you're looking for love readings, I'm doing love readings on Garden Path Tarot. The link, the to that channel is down in the description below, so you can find that there. I don't think that there's a way. I'll have to look to see if there's a way to add it up in the corner where you guys can click on that for love readings. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it, but it is called Garden Path Tarot, and a link to that channel should be in the description below. If you're not finding it, or if you're having trouble getting to it, please let me know in the comments and I'll help you out there. Or feel free that my email address, soulconsciousone@gmail.com, is also down in the description. It's also on my channel, so you can always send emails to me if you have any questions as well. Also, if there's any decks you're curious about, leave a message in the comments and I'll let you know what decks I used in a reading if you're curious about that. So I know a lot of housekeeping stuff there at the end, but I prefer to do it at the end, because then if somebody doesn't want to hear it, they don't have to, it doesn't hold hostage or hijack the reading for you guys. So that's what I have for you. I wish you the very best. Much harmony and gratitude to you. I hope you have a wonderful and beautiful day today.